Hi guys, it's James from Wex Photo Video, and today we are talking about memory cards and what memory cards are out on the market right now, as well as what memory cards are right for your type of photography and or filmmaking, as well as a few tips and tricks so you don't lose any of your important photos or videos that you've captured on your chosen camera. So the first card format we'll be talking about are micro SD cards. Now these are incredibly small and lightweight, designed to fit in camera phones, designed to fit in small action cameras like the DJI Action 3. They're also commonly found in drones. Now these are great because of how small and lightweight they are, but they're easily lost because of their small and lightweight design. So what I'd recommend is some kind of carrying case like this hard case, just so you don't end up losing them, because I've lost quite a few even in my camera bag. Next up is probably the most universal and common card format out there, and that is the SD card. Now because of that, there are lots of options out there, and we'll discuss which option is right for you when we talk about the read-write speed of card formats later on in the video. Moving on to a slightly newer card format, and that is the CF Express cards. Now you get two different types. You get a CF Express Type A as well as a CF Express Type B. Now depending on what camera brand you're shooting on, or depending on what card format is right for you. Let's say you're shooting on a Sony camera, then you're probably going to be wanting to buy a CF Express Type A card. Let's say you're shooting on a Sony A1 or a Sony A7 R5, where let's say you're shooting on a Canon camera, or maybe you're shooting on the new Fujifilm X-H2S. These cameras take CF Express Type B cards. Now the reason CF Express cards exist is because they've got a very high read-write speed, which allows you to shoot in firstly high resolution photography in burst mode, as well as high resolution video. Let's say you're shooting in 4K or 6K or even up to 8K recording. These particular card formats let you keep up with the speed of the camera, but do bear in mind they are larger and more expensive than traditional SD cards. And the last card format we'll be talking about today are compact flash cards. Now, if you went back 10 years, most cameras will be using a compact flash. But today, most cameras use newer card formats like XQD cards or even CF Express cards. They were found in slightly higher resolution cameras back in the day, like the Canon 5D Mark IV, but in today's world, compact flash cards have become obsolete. Now, just as important as what card format you need to buy is what speed of card you need to buy. So let's quickly talk about the read-write speed of your card. Now, the read speed is how quickly your photos transfer from the card to a computer through a card reader, where the write speed is how fast the camera can transfer the photos from the processor to the card. Now, depending on what type of camera and what you're using it for, or depending on how fast you need your read-write speed. Let's say you're shooting in 4K, 6K, or even up to 8K video, then you're going to want a faster read-write speed to firstly transfer all that information from the camera to the card, and then from the card to the computer. But let's say you're just a landscape photographer, then a slower card may be beneficial because you're not going to be needing all that extra speed, so you can save your money because faster cards are usually more expensive. So let's quickly take a look at an SD card and explain what the numbers mean on the front of the card. The first number is referring to how large that card is. So this particular case, it's a 64 gig card. You can buy smaller SD cards as well as larger capacity SD cards. And again, they will range in price depending on the size of the card. Next is your MBS or megabytes per second number. This refers to the read-write speed of that card. Again, the higher the number, the faster the read-write speed of that card. The next number is referring to your class speed, and this is important when you are a photographer. Again, this number refers to the read-write speed of your camera, but maybe you shoot video or more orientated towards video. Then I would look at your video speed class number, and that is the V number you can find on the card as well. So let's quickly move on to tips and tricks, so you guys don't make the same mistakes that I have when choosing the right card for your camera. So my first tip is shooting redundant if you can. Now some cameras allow you to shoot on two cards at the same time. This is called shooting redundant. So if you're shooting a really important event like a wedding, you know you've got a backup card in case you have any corruption issues. Now most cards, you'll rarely have a corruption issue, especially if you're buying a reputable brand like Sandisk, but it can happen. It has happened to me a couple of times in the past. So shooting redundant basically gives you a backup card like an insurance insurance card in case you have any corruption issues. Really important if you're shooting something that you can't redo, like for instance, a wedding. Another thing that I recommend is having more cards than you need, or having a set of backup cards hidden away in your bag. I have done it numerous times where I've gone away and I've actually forgotten the SD cards. I've left them at home. I'm notorious for it. So what I've done is I've just brought a couple of extra SD cards and then put them in my bag. So if I ever bring my bag anyway and forgotten my SD cards, I know I've got a set of backup cards in my bag. Another reason you want to do it is let's say you're going away on an epic adventure, and let's say you're going away for 2 weeks, the last thing you want to do is run out of memory. So having a range of backup cards I think is really important so you don't lose any of your important information. The last thing that I recommend is buying the right card speed for your camera. The last thing you'll do is go out and buy the cheapest card that you can find. You spent a bunch of money on a really nice camera and really nice glass and really nice lighting. The last thing you'll do is cheap out and buy the most inexpensive card that you can find. Buying the right speed, I think, is probably the most important thing when it comes to choosing the right card. Now again, you don't want to go out and buy the most inexpensive one because you might run into a bunch of corruption issues. And that's the last thing you want to do, is lose all of your really important photos that you've taken on that day. So buy branded, buy the right speed of card as well as the right size of card for your camera. Another thing, you want to make sure you've got the right accessories for the type of card that your camera uses. So let's say your camera uses a CF Express Type B card. Then you want to make sure you get the right CF Express Type B card reader. This will speed up your editing workflow. As well as if you want to transfer really quickly, I always recommend buying an SSD over a traditional hard drive. Sandisk as well as other brands create amazingly fast SSDs that will really speed up your editing workflow. Brilliant, and there we go guys. So there is a quick video discussing the different card formats you can get, as well as the different read-write speeds, and making sure you're buying the right read-write speed for your specific type of photography. I've been James for Wex Photo Video, and I'll catch you guys next time.